Hi guys, I am Syrachime and I welcome you back to another episode of Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last episode, we made it here to Violet City and took a little bit of time to look around before attempting to take on the gym leader, only to be told by some jerk that we could not do so because we were weak. So then we went to Sprout Tower and pretty much confirmed that we were weak because we lost to the Elder. Well, thankfully second time was the charm. We did manage to make it through, beat the Elder on the second time through. And once we did that, we successfully made it back here with the ability to now challenge the gym leader. And in this episode, we are indeed going to challenge the gym leader. But before we do that, there are a couple things I'd like to show/tell you guys before we actually get started with that. And something I'd like to show you guys is off screen. I went ahead and trained up my Zubat and my Totodile up a little bit because, well, the difference between these two was really a lot. We had Zubat at level 8 and Totodile at level 13. So I took the time to train my Pokemon a little bit, teach them some new moves and stuff like that. I did that off screen because it was kind of a boring 2-hour process when I did it. So my team hasn't really changed a little bit. It's changed a little bit enough to where these things can compete, but outside of that, it's really not much else has changed. So yeah, I went ahead and leveled up my Pokemon. I'd recommend that you have your Pokemon up to, at least one Pokemon, up to around level 15 before you even attempt to do this. And something else I recommend is you actually go over here to what actually is a route right underneath the city. And that is Route 32. If it will show it. There we go, Route 32. The reason you want to come down here is there's actually two reasons. One reason is you can actually find several different new Pokemon here. That could be beneficial for you if you go take the gym challenge. So going over those new Pokemon that you could actually find here, I'll go find one and battle it right now if I can. Wouldn't hurt to level up Zubat a little bit anyway. Anyway, first Pokemon you could find here. See if here we have a Wooper. I guess we'll identify that first. First Pokemon we have is a Water Ground type Pokemon Wooper, found in both versions of the game, only at night. Now Wooper has a respectable physical attack stat along with a respectable physical defense stat. And along with that, it has a really solid typing. Its Water Ground typing is incredibly unique, and it only has one weakness, and that's to a move that's actually quite rare in this game. So Wooper is a really good typing, which is its main selling point. Unfortunately, where Wooper kind of falls short, it is a bit slow, and it is frail on the special side. Its special defense and special attack aren't that good, and it is a Pokemon that is actually quite frail, and on top of that, it is also a Pokemon that is outclassed by a lot of other water types. There are a lot of better water types in this game that make better physical walls and physical attackers, and the only thing that sets Wooper apart from them is its unique typing. Outside of that, Wooper's really not that good, so it's potentially usable because of its typing, but honestly, I'd bypass this Pokemon and look for something else if I were you. So the second Pokemon you could find here, if we find it here, could this be the second Pokemon? No, it is not. It is a Bellsprout. Well, anyway, the second Pokemon you could find here while I battle this thing, could use the EVs, we'll talk about those later, is the Electric-type Pokemon Mareep, found in both versions of the game, pretty much all throughout the time cycles. Now, Mareep has a really good special attack stat, along with some respectable defenses. And on top of that, it's got access to a really versatile move pool both through leveling up and through TMs. And this is really good. I'd definitely recommend Mareep if you have Chikorita because this Pokemon is really good against the first gym leader. So if you're having trouble with that, come down here and catch a Mareep because this will help you out a lot against the gym leader. Now unfortunately Mareep kind of falls short because this Pokemon is slow. For an electric type that's overcrowded with fast powerful attackers, this Pokemon is really slow. It has a low base speed, and in addition to that, because of how slow it is honestly outclassed by faster electric types that are found in this game. The only difference between this Pokemon and the other electric types is it's mostly its defense. So you pretty much have an option of do you want something that hits hard and can take a few hits, or something that hits hard and is incredibly fast. That's pretty much what you're looking at when you are going for Mareep. Like I said, I could potentially recommend this Pokemon because of its great special attack and versatility, but if it's low speed and the fact that it's outclassed deters you, I could definitely look somewhere else, and I would recommend it. Alright, so the third Pokemon you could find here, we've not found it yet, and I don't think we actually can find it. Indeed, that is correct according to my data. Well, anyway, that is the Flying Grass-type Pokemon Hoppip, found in both versions of the game, only in the mornings and the days. As it is nighttime here, I will not find it. So anyway, talking about it, Hoppip is a Pokemon that has a really good speed stat. It is incredibly fast, and it's got access to some really good status conditions, mostly in the form of powders such as Sleep Powder, Stun Spore, Poison Powder, stuff like that. Now, while this Pokemon is fast and has a good move pool, like status-wise, this Pokemon is otherwise not that good. It has subpar stats outside of its speed stat, so it has no offenses, barely passable defenses, and while we're talking about defenses, this Pokemon has a really bad typing. Despite having a unique flying grass typing, this typing really hinders it because it has a lot of weaknesses, and it really hurts this Pokemon more than helps it. And because of that, I would actually recommend bypassing Hoppip. There are a lot of Pokemon that are fast and powerful and have status conditions, and I'd recommend one that has better typing than what Hoppip does. So finally, the last Pokemon we have available, you might have seen me battled a couple times, is the Poison-type Pokemon Ikens, found only in SoulSilver pretty much throughout all the time cycles. Now, Ikens has a passable speed and attack stat, and in addition to that, it has access to a pretty respectable move pool through leveling up and through TMs, not to mention has a pretty good ability in the form of Intimidate, which cuts your opponent's attack stat in half upon entering the battle. Now, unfortunately, Ikens is kind of held back by the fact that despite having Intimidate, it's actually a rather frail Pokemon. It can take a lot of hits, and because of that, well, that's one of the main reasons holding this Pokemon back. But the other one, in order to really take advantage of its good attack and its good attack stat, the moves that it needs to be effective aren't obtainable until late in the game. It doesn't get a really good move until it's at level 55, which is incredibly late in this game, and any other move that you're going to need will actually be obtained later in a different part of the game. So yeah, this Pokemon's not going to become effective until later on in the game, and because of that, I would honestly recommend bypassing that if I were you. Alright, so those are pretty much all the new Pokemon you could find there. One of the main reasons you might want to come over here is to actually do some training. As you can see, the Pokemon are actually pretty good leveled, and if you do want to level up for the gym battle, I definitely recommend going over here. Alternatively, there is a Mareep, which will help you against your opponent if you do have that. I will say that the best solution you could have against the gym leader is to have a Geodude or something like that. But if you want a Pokemon that can be used offensively and rather than defensively, definitely come down here and catch Mareep if you want one. Now, there is one more reason you might want to come down here, but it's because of this guy right here. If you talk to this guy here, he will say, "Wait up, what's the hurry? Well, I kind of need to get to the gym pretty quick, but anyway." And you push us away. Have you gone to the Pokemon gym? No, I have not. Why do you ask? You can test your Pokemon and yourself there. It's a rite of passage for all trainers. And with that, okay, so apparently he did not help us at all. Wow. What a jerk. Well, he does have an item, but I think he's not going to give it to us until after the gym, so we'll go ahead and bypass that for now. And with that, we are going to head up to the gym now, since we have put this off. But first, I think I'm actually going to go heal my Pokemon since I've taken a little bit of damage from that training. So I'm going to go do that, and I will meet you guys by the gym in just a little bit. Be right back. Alright, sorry about that cut there, guys. Didn't think you wanted to go see me heal, so now that I'm healed, it is time to go battle Falkner. What we've wanted to do for 5 episodes now. So now that we've actually beaten Sprout Tower, you will see that the jerk is no longer standing on that platform. I guess before we actually go take on the gym challenge, we could talk to him, see if he has any advice for us. Yo, champ in the making. I'm no trainer, but I can give you some advice. Okay, I'm listening. What advice do you have for me? Believe me. Okay, I believe you. What advice do you have for me? If you believe, then a championship dream can come true. Fantastic. Would you please tell me what advice you have for me, you jerk? You believe? Then listen. I want to hit my forehead right now. Moving on. The grass type is weak against flying type. Keep this in mind. That is literally all you had for us, dude? Ugh. Okay, definitely bringing back something from Fire Red. Oh, shut up, you jerk. Well, that guy was not very helpful, but maybe the data I'm about to give you is. Falkner is a flying type Pokemon gym leader, if you did not see that coming. So yeah, having Chikorita is a very bad idea in this gym, and it helps if you have a Pokemon like Mareep and Geodude to get through it. But if you're not worried about that, well, don't worry about that, and all we have to do is just make it through this $sign pathway. Oh my gosh, it is a $sign. Wow, did not even notice that till now. Alright, so anyway, it's time to go ahead and battle. Since we got our Pokemon leveled up, I can finally show these 2 Pokemon in battle at the same time. So, our first trainer here. I can't believe how ridiculously high this is. You're saying that, and you're a bird Pokemon trainer. Huh, what are the odds? But from up here, you can tell what it feels like to be a bird Pokemon, if you say so. Let me see if you're good enough to face Falkner. Alright, dude, bring it on. I am ready. And here we have our first trainer, which is a bird keeper, Abe. So Such a weird name, but he has a Spearow. Fantastic, at level 9. Alright, so now that we've got Zubat leveled up, and we finally has an attack he can use that's not Astonish or Leech Life, we're going to go and bite this thing and see how much damage it does. Come on, and that's a pretty respectable amount of damage. Fantastic. Good job, Zubat. I am so proud of you. And with one more bite... Wow, that was a very quick battle. Yeah, these first couple of gym leaders, you actually don't realize how easy they are to defeat. Anyway, this can't be true. Well, you know what? It is, dude. I have defeated you. And once again, proven that I can battle Falkner. Even though you're a rookie trainer, you're not bothered by these heights at all. You're really something. Yes, it's really hard to be scared of pixels that are just like three-dimensional. Oh, well. I am scared of heights, but I'm not so much here, so yeah. Alright, time for another battle, and I think I'm actually going to switch Totodile out for this. We got Zubat a little bit of screen time, so let's let Bloke, take on these trainers here. Alright, second trainer here is another bird keeper who says, "Ho-ho, what's so funny, dude? You some kind of big shot? We'll see. What happens if you get pushed around up here? Think you'll stagger and fall? I doubt it. I've got pretty good balance in these games." People here are training night and day to become bird Pokemon masters with Pidgeys and Spearows. I really fail to see how that's going to happen, but it's time for a battle, dude. Bring it on! I was about to say the same thing. Alright, bring it on! I've got a bloke here who's ready to kill you people. Or KO you people. I can't say kill. My cousins let me know about it every time I say it. Yes. That's actually really funny. I really can't say die. I have to say faint. I really have a cousin I battle every time that says... every time I say die, it says, no, you have to say faint. Pokemon don't die. Well, technically they do die, but you get my point. They faint, they don't die when you battle them. Alright, one more bite, and wow, these Pokemon are going down fast. Well, I thought it might be a little bit over-leveled, but I'm actually not as over-leveled as you think. And you will see when we actually get to Falkner. Gah! Sorry. Thinking back to the Fairly Odd Parent episode where Timmy Turner turned himself into the Norwegian supermodel Gah. Ah, that was funny. Alright, now that we beat this guy here, Falkner's skills are for real. Thank you for saying absolutely nothing interesting. Don't get cocky. I'm not. I'm actually quite worried about the battle to come. Alright, so now that we've got here to Falkner, I'm going to switch my Pokemon around again. Let Zubat have a little bit of screen time and Bloke at the same time. I actually like to give all my Pokemon screen time if I possibly can, so hopefully we can do it in this battle. Alright, I give you Falkner. The guy that I could have swore was a little bit not right in the head when I first saw him. And, well, I'll talk about that later. Anyway, Falkner here says, I am Falkner, the Violet City Pokemon Gym Leader. People say you can clip flying Pokemon's wings with a jolt of electricity. At a Pikachu, this would be all over. Anyway, I won't allow such insults to bird Pokemon. Yes, it's like you really have a choice. I'll show you the real power of the magnificent bird Pokemon. And with that, we are in for our first gym battle against the flying type trainer, Falkner. As these trainers here, as Falkner is a gym leader in a boss battle, I'm going to identify the Pokemon that he has. So here we have a Pidgey, level 9, the ability Keen Eye, which means his accuracy cannot be lowered, has the move Sand Attack and Tackle. Very powerful Pokemon, should be pretty easy to get through. It's actually the next Pokemon I'm the most worried about, and it's the Pokemon I hope Bloke will actually be able to get through pretty easily. And here we have a Sand Attack, so he has an accuracy lowering attack, but you cannot lower his accuracy at the same time. Try saying that 5 times fast. Alright, so with that we have defeated the Pidgey. Not a big deal, but it is the next Pokemon I am worried about. And Zubat grew to level 14. Very good. Fantastic. Alright, the next Pokemon he has is a Pidgeotto. He's at level 13, has the ability Keen Eye, with the moves Tackle, Roost, and Gust. This Pokemon is not that hard, but it's got that ability Roost, which pretty much acts like a cheap potion. It pretty much will recover itself. So yeah, having a Pokemon that outspeeds us is definitely the key to beating this thing. I don't really know. The wind is finally with us, if you say so. So yeah, this Pokemon's actually kind of hard to hit if you have a slow Pokemon like I do. And thankfully, Totodile has a move that helps us take care of that in the form of Scary Face. Even though Lyra and my mom seem to think that Totodile was the cutest thing ever, but there we go, we have scared a Pidgeotto into lowering its speed harshly. Alright, so we should be faster than this thing, and because of that, I'm actually going to go ahead and start using Leer to lower this thing's defenses. I just think it's a better strategy because this thing hits hard when it hits. Even though Totodile is a pretty physically defensive Pokemon. And here comes a critical hit. Or not. Oh, thank goodness I was proved wrong. Alright, Bloke, time to finish this up. One more should do it. If I am not critical hit it out of the game. Oh, thank goodness. And we can still fly, I believe you. Alright, Totodile, clip the thing's wings with a bite. And with that, we have embarrassingly won this gym battle. Wow, I did not expect it to be that easy. Maybe I did overlevel for this. Oh well, anyway, with that defeat, we have successfully beaten Falkner. And leveled up in the process. I understand. I'll bow out gracefully. You do that. Don't bow out like I did by flailing around in a panic. Against the gym leader. Anyway, for Pete's sake, for pity's sake, my dad's cherished bird Pokemon. Wait, you get your Pokemon from your dad? That's kind of embarrassing. You should really catch your own Pokemon. Of course, what am I saying? I got my Pokemon from a crazy professor who wanted me to do an errand for him. Okay, touche. But a defeat is a defeat. Alright. Take this official Pokemon League badge. This one is the Zephyr badge. Chime received the Zephyr badge from Falkner. This is much more impressive in Pokemon Black and White, but we are not playing Black and White, we are playing this game, so... With that badge, Pokemon, including traded Pokemon up to level 20, will obey you without question. Not sure how a badge proves anything, but okay. It also enables you to use the hidden move Rock Smash anytime outside of battle. And with that, we've obtained TM51, which is actually Roost. I'll let him explain what it does. By using this TM, a Pokemon will instantly learn the move. Think before you act. A TM can only be used once, which really bothers me because you can use HMs unlimited times, but TMs one-time use. I'm glad they fixed this in Black and White, but it really does bother me that they've only got it here. Anyway, TM51 contains Roost. It restores half the max HP. There are Pokemon gyms in cities and towns ahead. Make good use of them. I plan to, dude. As for your next move, I would suggest Azalea Town, which is indeed where we will be going. Not so much this episode, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And with that, we are done. Do you have anything else you want to say to me before I leave? No, you have nothing else. Alright, so that is the end of that. And once we get through with that... Alright, so if you actually go to your trainer card after you beat a gym battle, you will see that we have obtained the gym badge at the same time. So there we have the Zephyr badge. We have one of 7 badges left that we need to get in order to compete in the Pokemon League. Haha, fantastic. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and make our way out of here. I wonder if there's 2 ways to do this. And sure enough, there are. So there are 2 ways we could go about this. I don't think we could have taken this route before, but it does not matter. We leveled up Pokemon, and we are back down on the ground where we belong. If people were meant to fly, we'd have wings. Anyway, now that we beat this, do you have anything interesting for me to say? Oh, shut up, jerk. Nice battle. Keep it up. You'll be a champ in no time at all. Oh, shut up, you. If I was really going to be a champion, I wouldn't be... You wouldn't say that to the first person that beats the gym. Oh, never mind. Moving on. Don't really care about that guy. That guy's a jerk and... What? Oh, now what, Professor Elm? What did I tell you about calling me? Anyway, hello, Chime. We discovered something. What did you discover, Professor Elm? I swear I told you not to call me. Unless it was emergency, but anyway. The details are, well, I can't really say anything, but we want you to carry that egg. What? You're not going to tell... Why do you people have me do... If I was just going to carry this stupid thing from the start, why didn't you make me keep it? Oh, these jerks. Anyway, my assistant is at the Pokemart in Violet City. Could you go meet him and pick up that egg? Sure, if it'll make you hang up the phone. Oh my goodness. Well, alright, it got Professor Elm off the phone, so we might as well go to the Pokemart and get that egg, whatever it contains. Will not spoil it, but it does contain a Pokemon, if you could not tell. Alright, so our aide is one of these 2 people. I'm going with this guy here. Are you the aide? Good evening. Chime, isn't it? Yes, it is. How do you know my name? I have a package for you from your mom. Here you go. Oh, what did Mom buy? She stole my money and bought something. With that, we obtain a super potion. Well, gee, thanks a lot, Mom. You could have at least told me before you bought that. Ugh. We get an unexpected package from a mom who used my... This is why I don't let people handle my money. They buy stuff. Well, anyway. Apparently, this is the guy we need to talk to. We talked to Professor Elm's aide. He says, long time no see, Chime. I've been waiting for you. This is from Professor Elm. This thing is... We would like you to take care of an egg. Oh, I'm not really a rooster that can sit on these things, but okay, I'll take care of it. And with that, Chime received the egg from the assistant. Thank you. After you left, Professor Elm received a phone call. I have no idea what they were talking about. Who called him? What were they... Fine details would be nice, guys. But after a while, Professor Elm suddenly cried out, I can't think of anyone more suited than Chime. Yes, the random 10-year-old child that's on the street. Again, can't think of anybody more qualified than me. Then he insisted that I handed this egg to you. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. That's how I came here to deliver the egg to you. Thank you for telling me that story, I guess. It seems that a Pokemon will hatch from it only when you keep it in your party. A Pokemon. That's another reason we've chosen you, Chime. Okay, so not only am I the random 10-year-old kid on the street, it's because I have random space in my party. Please take care of it. I will do that. I plan on having omelet for breakfast. And you're seriously just going to leave with that and... Ugh, never mind. People are crazy. Alright, so now that we've got that... Oh, now what? What do we got here? Me, oh my. That egg must be... Must be what? Who are you? I see. So it was handed to you from Mr. Pokemon. Excuse me, so it was handed from Mr. Pokemon to Professor Elm. And then from Professor Elm to you. Very nice, but who might you be? Now I get it. Would you quit dodging the question? The egg is truly an important egg. Please do take care of it for me. Alright, random girl's telling me to take care of an egg. Is that understood? Sure, it's not like anything else makes sense in this adventure. I'm counting on you. Thank you. Glad to have the confidence of some strange woman that I've never met before. Okay, well, I will admit I've totally forgot about everything that just happened, and it's actually seeing that for the first time. So yeah, that has taken up quite a bit of the episode, but there is one more thing I'd like to show you guys, or something that you might want to take advantage of before we actually do anything else. And that is, if you go over here to Route 36, there's nothing really you could do right now, but if you talk to this guy over here, he actually has something interesting for you. It's not a great thing, but it's still something you might need for the game. So you talk to this guy, he says, Yo! Haven't you had trouble with a boulder blocking your way? Oh, dude, you don't know the half of it. I called Professor Elm, Mom, and some random girl that I just met. Of course you have. For people like you, there's an HM that will come to your rescue. Yeah, you got a problem? There's an HM for that. Forget those apps. Those things don't need to exist. With that, we obtain HM06, which is really not as good as it sounds. So anyway, it contains Make 'em Faint Rock Smash. You can use it to smash boulders once you've entered the Violet City Gym Badge. But beware, hidden moves like this are hard for your Pokemon to forget once they've learned them. Something else about HMs I don't like. Once your Pokemon learn these things, they cannot delete them. You should think carefully on which Pokemon should learn it. Yeah, thank you. I'll log that away under something that I'll never do because I've never planned on teaching this to any Pokemon that's going to be in my party. And I don't recommend it either. Recommend an HM slave for these things like this, strength, and everything else like that. Outside of that, do not teach you HMs, that are worthless, and that is indeed one of them there. Alright, so with that, we've pretty much accomplished everything that I've wanted to get accomplished in this game. Showed you guys a couple new Pokemon you can find to the route below us. And in addition to that, we took on Falconer, beat him, received an egg from Professor Elm. As weird as that sounds, we're told to take good care of it by some random girl. And then received the HM Rock Smash, which sounds like a pretty good episode to me. So we're going to go ahead and call this episode off here. Next time in my Let's Play of Pokemon SoulSilver, we're actually going to stick around town a little bit and check out something that's actually not too far from here. And then we are finally going to proceed from there on to Azalea Town, which is where we were told to go next from Falconer the Gym Leader. So yeah, until that time, I will catch you guys later.